Ronnie Blakey still here with Rosie Hodge, and joining us now, former Championship Tour surfer Ross Williams. Ross, this event has had it all today. There was plenty of highlights, but I feel like the best is still yet to come with the semi-finals now established. But for you, just looking back on some of those quarter-final heats, a standout moment?
Definitely Felipe, and you know, for Kelly Slater, it was amazing. You know, he looked incredible out there. I thought he was absolutely ripping. But Felipe, you know, was he just set that mark that's, you know, almost like where you're thinking, okay, just go ahead and give him the trophy. Obviously, there's a lot of work left, and everyone else is surfing very well, but you know, he's setting that mark pretty high. Super
dangerous, and it's interesting, Rosie, but he's up against Geordie Smith now in the finals. Geordie's been super impressive through the contest. In fact, those two really own the highlight reel. They've got the biggest numbers, the biggest heat score totals, and that's set to be one of the heats of the year.
Oh, completely. I mean, you look at Geordie Smith, he's like a black panther at the moment, just ready to pounce. He's so regal, and also just throwing his weight around like a big old bear through these power turns.
Three animals, yes. Rosie, that was amazing.
Regal, I like that. But Geordie's equipment's looking very deadly. His repertoire is obviously one of his strong points, but he is so comfortable swinging his board into that backward motion at the moment.
Sorry, Rosie. I always trip out on how flexible he is, because he's a big guy and he overpowers sections, but then he gets his knees working. Like, it's crazy how loose he is.
No, totally. He definitely is very flexible. His wife Lyndall has actually said, you know, that he has got some freakish flexibility. But Philippe Toledo, I mean, I spoke to him in the post-heat interview and I said, hey, you've got some room for improvement. You only threw down 2.9. So he said, yes. I threw down the gauntlet to him. He's going to improve for us in the semi-finals.
He is on fire. It's undeniable. He's got 8 of the best rides of this event, and he's got 6 of the best heat score totals. He's just killing it.
It's amazing. And, you know, here's a cool thing, and everyone's been kind of talking about it. It's not just with airs. You know, he's been getting that surfboard so deep underwater, pushing it on rail. So, you know, there's different ways to be powerful, and it's cool to see Felipe putting his hat, you know, his name in that ring for being a, you know, a great rail surfer, not just in the air.
The next quarterfinal, we're going to review Tanner Gudauskas up against Stu Kennedy. This guy obviously is a local favourite, Rosie, but this is the best he's ever done in a Championship Tour event. He was on the CT in years past, and he couldn't buy a heat win.
Totally. I mean, we saw him come in as a wild card last year, but this year he has just found that formula, and he's in that zone where it's just hard to shake. I mean, every time I speak to him after a heat, you kind of look in someone's eyes, and you can tell when they're kind of clicking into that zone.
Yeah, he's never lacking energy. You know, the Gudauskas family, they're always buzzing and frothing, but he's been able to focus. That's the main thing. You know, a lot of these guys have been coming in this year as replacements and wild cards. You know, I think they've been set free. There's no nervous energy, and they've been really able to focus and get the job done.
He said it, didn't he? He said that with nothing to lose, he's feeling free out there. I think if he keeps up that aggression, Joel Parkinson's going to have a hard time against him. Joel got the win over Alex Ribeiro, ending what was a really dreamy role for Alex, and has seen him jump quite a ways up that cheap leaderboard.
I'm so happy for the rookie Alex. I mean, just to find that form is so important for his confidence, but the big dog, Joel Parkinson, is just looking silky smooth, got a magic carpet under his feet, and that is just giving him that edge of confidence. Even when he comes in, he says he's not happy with his performance, he still looks confident in the water.
I like the balance that this contest has right now. You got Felipe on a top scale, top end of the draw, just doing what he's doing, which is punk rock, and then you got smooth jazz on the bottom with Joel Parkinson. You know, he's just making everything balanced with his style, and you know, and then of course he's been flying around with that board too.
Tanner on the double bass, dropping some pretty deep notes. But here is semi-final heat number 1, and it's a great battle. Semi 2, very, very strong performers throughout the rounds, and as you said, Ross, just a different style of surfing. So I think the final's shaping up pretty nicely. It's not going to matter who progresses through that heat. You're going to see traditional lines versus someone who's more willing to I think, throw that tail out of the water.
Yeah, 100%. And so, like, no matter what happens from here on in, we're destined to have, you know, an amazing final. And so I think, you know, I'm so excited to wake up tomorrow and see what the waves are going to be like. You know, it's whatever's hanging in the air with all these upsets and drama. We all like it, don't we? You know, this has been a really, really fun event.
It has. I mean, the energy that you feel from every competitor coming in, it's got that just feeling of surprise. So every time, every kind of round that we're moving through has been some sort of fireworks, so that just makes for a great finals day.
Yeah, throw a shark sighting into the mix and things are certainly happening here at Trestles in 2016. Let's get into the women's side of things now. That's where that event unfolded. But it was that first quarter final. We saw Sage Eriksson and Joanne Defay have to get back out there and reset. And it was Sage who just continues to impress with her smooth lines. But I definitely sense there's a little added aggression in her surfing at this contest.
And that's what we want to see from Sage. I mean, you speak about her cruisy kind of attitude, and then as soon as she hits the water, she's found that little bit of aggression, and it's so good to see someone just live up to those expectations and make it through these rounds. Just getting into a semi-final, that's huge for Sage.
And I guess for us now, the challenge for Sage is to not settle on that result, because this is the third time she's cracked the semis and she's never been into that final event of the contest. This woman, on the other hand, well, she's had a number of Championship Tour victories, 3 this season, and she's still chasing down a 4th.
Amazing. I mean, she has mathematically, I'm not sure what needs to be done, but she's almost shutting this thing down because she's got the 3 wins, and then all her main rivals right behind her in the ratings have gone down in this event. She's in a great position to kind of just sail through Europe.
Yeah, it's going to be a big story on finals day. Tyler Wright's success in this contest, success I should say, is going to give her a great chance at claiming a maiden win. But Nikki Van Dijk, she's another one who's on her way to her best ever finish in a Championship Tour event. She'd cracked so many quarters, Rosie, and she's finally got the job done and got herself into a semi.
Yeah, it's great to see Nikki finding that form. Like we mentioned, another person, Stephanie Gilmore. I mean, these heats were the ones that I was so looking forward to. Any heat that's had Stephanie Gilmore in this entire contest has been an absolute cracker.
Felipe's been setting the pace for the men. Steph's been setting the pace for the women, straight up. I mean, and what's cool is she's been doing it sort of in a Joel Parkinson way, if that makes sense. She's been doing it with her board sliding through the water on that rail, and it's just really insane what she's been putting on out there. It's a great show from Steph.
Let's look at the matchups for the semi-finals on the women's side of things. The Swatch Women's Pro is set to be really exciting in the dying stages, because there's so many different stories playing out for these semi-finalists, like Sage trying to crack a first final.
I know, you've got the polar of two opposites. I mean, Tyler Wright is just looking so comfortable in the ratings lead, and then Sage Eriksson is obviously trying to get into that top 10 conversation and qualify via the Championship Tour.
And then these two have had, a similar roadblock for Steph Gilmore. She hasn't been past the quarters until this contest, and Nikki Van Dijk, she's never been past the quarters, so a huge opportunity for Steph too to stitch up a second victory here at Trestles.
Yeah, I mean, she really, this is her event to lose for Stephanie Gilmore. Nikki's been she's been ripping, and she's definitely not going to lay down, but I think for Steph, this is going to be that contest that just puts her back on the map. It's freakishly odd that she's only made the quarter so far this year.
Let's just get away from the competition talk for a moment. Hurley presenting a great opportunity for visitors to the beach here at this stop. They've been giving people the opportunity to sit down with some of the best Hurley team riders and get some insights on technique. Here's the Hurley Surf Club.
Well, the Hurley Pro is wrapped up for the day, but I have a very special treat for myself. I get to go surf with 2 of the greats from the Momentum generation, Rob Machado and Ross Williams. I heard they're in the Hurley Surf Club. I'm going to try to catch up with those guys for a quick surf.
Rob, Ron. What's up, Hawaiian? Hey, wetsuit on already.
Well, I thought we were going surfing.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
busy?
You don't have fins in your board.
You guys got some extra fins? Or?
I think you should ride it without the fins, honestly.
I'm here to learn. Rob, what's the Hurley Surf Club all about?
The whole idea behind the surf club is like, we know you can go out and do your normal maneuvers, but this is about progression. Like we want to see you progress, try things a little out of the ordinary that maybe you wouldn't do every day. Because we're going to analyze and you're going to learn,
I don't know, like right away we'll see what we can do here at lowers. Maybe we'll try and pick up the speed, get you to boost, maybe some air to add a little flair.
You think it could happen in one session?
Yeah, that's what they say,
Ross Williams, Rob Machado. Can we surf? I'm suited.
You are you sweating?
I'm sweating right now. Let's go.
Let's go.
Alright guys, It's on. Let's get into it.
Pick it apart, Adam. What do we got?
Okay, so here's the bottom turn. What we're looking for is a little more compression on the bottom turn there, Joe.
Okay.
And just, you can see with that trailing arm, how it's reaching out. That's
Right.
good. Reach out and just come down and touch the water. Stand up, and then as we're going up into the lip, now this is where we've got to turn those shoulders. So one of the things that is really common is with the back arm coming back, it's really difficult to get the weight off the front foot, because right at this point we want weight on the front foot. So if you draw that back arm forward, all the weight's going to come onto the front foot, and then that's going to really project you more through the turn. Pull up one of the best bottom turns in the business, and match you up with old Julian. So as Julian's coming out, you can see just the two different approaches as we come into that bottom turn. Mainly what we're looking for, Joe, is that reach with that and the touch on the water to really get that drive.
Let's go to the next turn.
Yeah, it's good.
The money turn.
That's
what we call it. I saw some fin on this one. Back arm.
Back arm.
Yeah, follow through. Doing the old reverse pivot.
That's
Want to be
where
pushing it forward, right, Adam?
forward, exactly.
I've been doing that for a long time.
Turn those shoulders and you'll feel a lot more release through the top.
Right.
You just feel it get forward really fast. Small adjustments, big improvements, boys.
It's all making sense. Yeah. Thank you so much. That was amazing.
Thanks, Adam.
Appreciate all the epic advice. Hurley Surf Club is where it's at. Hashtag Hurley Surf Club, hurley.com/surf club. And you can check out all this great insight from some of the legends of the sport. Thanks so much.
How good is that? I think Joe got a lot from that lesson, because I saw him do a backflip out here yesterday. But Ross, it looked like a lot of fun, and obviously just a great part of this event.
It's a great initiative that Hurley's pulling off with these surf clubs. They're going to pop them up all over the place. And what I like about it is it kind of takes a page out of golf in terms of, coaches used to be, and like learning used to be reserved for pros only. But let's go ahead and bring it to the normal dude or girl out there that wants to just get better, that's, has only been surfing for a few years, and they want to learn how to bottom turn. It's not only about, winning heats and doing errors, and so it kind of spreads the love out there.
I might have to head down there.
I love it.
Got a couple of things to work on.
Signing up.
You're signing up?
Rob and Ross as my coaches. It's just going to be
That'd be
unbeatable.
pretty cool.
The line is ripping.
Some great shots too. Well, the semi-finals are set here. It's top 7 for the women, top 8 for the men, and there is some real talent in the mix. Tomorrow morning on Dawn Patrol, make sure you tune in. We're going to make some big predictions on who is going to take this contest out. Thanks for watching the show. We'll leave you with the day's highlights.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.
First wave of the day, the 4th round, heat 1. Sage, so let's see what she can do with it. Big first turn, a nice hack there from Sage. 40 seconds to go. She's trying to get rid of a 5.83. First turn is solid.
That was an amazing ride right there.
The matchup we've been waiting for this morning, 6-time world champ Stephanie Gilmore takes on Courtney Conlog. Conlog number 2 in the world. Conlog starts off the matchup with a small inside right. Gilmore to answer quickly. Forehand jam into a vertical hack. Right now Gilmore putting pressure on number 2 in the world. Coming up next, the Hurley Pro is out there for a heat in round 5 with Michelle Perez and a wild card named Brett Simpson.
And Simpson is up and riding, and what a crisp backhand display to start the men's.
Oh, it's a sipper. Just tears this left apart. The dream run continues for the wildcard Brett Simpson. And at the moment we've got 6-time event winner Kelly Slater up against Chloe Andino. So we see Andino on the first wave of this heat. Wow. And that blistering backhand, a great way to kick things off, just blitzing that left. Here goes Slater on his first wave of this round 5 heat, and he's going to hammer away with the power.
I'm absolutely loving the display of power.
It's the difference between qualifying, the difference between going for world titles, that top 5, There's so many implications that could go down here.
Moving now through to the quarterfinals.
Tyler having a look at this one. Has that drive and maybe an advantage over some of her rivals on the championship tour.
Coming up next, it's a world champs heat. Carissa Moore takes on Stephanie Gilmore. Chris on her way back out decides to blow her board out the back. Now Gilmore to answer. She'll knife the first turn and blow the tail out. Stephanie Gilmore, she'll move on to the semifinals.
Here's Geordie now, belting that wave. And bang, there's the finish. And he likes it.